Perfect. All right, everyone, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the CRM Enterprise training about business card scanner. This is by way of greetings and introductions. I am Jessica Lake, and I'm joined in the chat by my colleague Matt Kowal. We are the sustainment training team for CRM. You can reach us with a quick question or something about this training at crmtrainers@america.gov. That's a group message. It'll go right to us. Yes, that is a great email to reach us at. I'm also joined by my colleague Brandon Lambert in the chat as well. He's going to talk about a little bit about the business card scanner and some recent changes to access. But we're really excited to present this training to you. This is actually one of the first ones we've done of this nature. I'm going to be sharing my video as well to show you the actual mobile app and how we're going to do this. But some quick housekeeping items first. If you're having any internet problems or my video's dropping, the audio's dropping, the screen share, can't view, try to refresh the WebEx application, close it out, restart it, refresh your browser. Sometimes that works. But if you're having persistent problems, please let us know, first of all. So we always like to know about the stability of the platform. But also, like I said, we are going to be recording. We are recording right now. So you can always watch it on the replay. Okay, so what we're going to be covering today, we're going to talk about quickly some training goals, what we're going to hopefully achieve by the end of this session. Then I'm going to turn it over to Brandon to talk about the access of the business card scanner app, how you're going to get it. And then we're going to launch into a tutorial, how to actually download and operate this app. And then we're going to close out with some time to pass along some resources for you, review what we've learned, and have time for questions. Okay, so our training goals and expectations here. What we hope to achieve by the end of this session is to talk about how you could download the mobile app for Salesforce. However, you're not going to need that mobile app to use the business card scanner. That is a separate app. We're going to want to download the Vision eScan app. That is going to allow us to scan our business cards. And then we're going to also talk about how you can request license access. You're going to need a special permission to use this business card scanner app. So Brandon will walk us through that process and how we're going to be able to get that. And then we're going to actually get into the nitty-gritty of how to actually scan the business cards. And then what that will do is allow you to upload that contact information from the business cards into your CRM application. And then you're going to be able to view those updated contacts in CRM, those contacts that you've uploaded, and review them before you actually add them as contacts into the system. And I'll go through that whole process with you. Okay, so with that, let's talk about how you can access this. First off, I'm going to just briefly break down the two kind of mobile apps that are available to use with CRM. The business card scanner app is the one that this training is going to be focused on today. The Salesforce mobile app could have its own session, and perhaps it will in the future. But you do not need actually the Salesforce app, mobile app on your phone to use the business card scanner app with your CRM. Basically, what you can do with the business card scanner app is you have to get access, you have to receive permission from the help desk and get this license assigned to you so you can use it. However, any CRM user can use the Salesforce mobile app and log in and do some actions interact with their CRM platform there. So we're going to talk more about how you can get access to this license through the help desk. And you can get, we have really explicit instructions of how you can, which app you download when you get permission. You can also, it's going to be also through the Apple App Store and Google Play Store for both, but, we are explicit about which app. There are some native Salesforce business card scanner apps, so you want to make sure you have the right one for our access. So what does this do exactly? This Vision eScan app allows you to scan the business cards and then upload that information to a contact record, to create a contact record in your CRM. So this is really handy. Brandon's going to talk more about, when this would be really useful for folks at Post. But the Salesforce mobile app is basically for everything else. Maybe not the email. The email functionality is not great on the Salesforce mobile app. But if you want to do some quick edits to contacts or interact with your team on Chatter, especially helpful for checking in guests using the QR code scanning. There's lots of stuff you can do with the Salesforce mobile app that's going to be really cool. We're not going to talk about offline check-in application. This is, a separate special situation that's not covered in the scope of this training. Now, I will say that, you probably want to use if you have a department issued iPhone or other mobile device, you would probably want to use that. But I believe this will work on any personal device too, if you don't have access to a department device. So with that, let me turn it over to Brandon to discuss how we can access this and some of the benefits of this business card scanning app.
Thank you, Jess, and thank you everybody for joining. And there was a quick question in the chat about what you were just talking about, Jess, as to whether we can use the office cell phone, and we would actually prefer and recommend that you do that. There are no, because there are login requirements and security is built in that way, there is no reason why you couldn't use a personal cell phone. One of the advantages of Salesforce and the CRM application is that it is very mobile. And so of the two apps that Jess just introduced, Vision E is what we're going to be focusing on in terms of scanning the business cards. But the Salesforce app, as she was mentioning, it essentially reflects what you see on your computer screen. And it is probably best practice to have everything on your office cell phone, but there are no security parameters that are stopping you from putting it on your personal cell phone, because you will have to go through that login practice, which is the security measures built in. So I'm going to first talk about the requirements and the benefits, and then we're going to get into kind of the policy changes that we've had here. And I will try to keep this as simple as possible and then answer your questions before passing it back to Jess for more of the practical usage aspect. So as Jess was mentioning, when looking at the requirements at the bottom left, you see here, you basically have to download the app and to have an internet connection or some type of connection through your phone so that it can sync with the CRM platform. We do use Okta to sign in, and so Jess is going to walk you through some of that. For those of you who have not utilized Okta yet, that is going to be a requirement. But essentially, you just need a phone to have a license and to be able to download the app. Now, the benefits, we want to be very frank and honest with you because we don't want to waste your time. Our goal in promoting the usage of the business card scanning application is to make your life easier, not harder. So with that in mind, I'm going to be honest from the outset and telling you that if you have one or two business cards, this is probably not the application for you to use because it does require a little bit of setup, and it is built to do kind of that, rapid fire, scan a card, upload it, clean the data. One card, you would probably be better served just inputting it manually. However, I'm guessing that many of you are on this call because you have collected over time a stack of business cards, or your post or office is pooled together a bunch of business cards, and perhaps you or one of your colleagues has been designated to upload those into the system. And that is where the real benefit comes into play. Scanning business cards can upload that data a lot quicker than you can input it manually, especially if you have collected cards over time. And you'll see here that it pre-populates. It's a very smart system. It's going to bring in the data, whether that be address, email, phone number, job title. It will bring all of that in there for you and save you the hassle of manually inputting it. Is it perfect? No. Like any technology, there is not a human component. You are the human component that sometimes has to clean up. Each business card is structured differently. The design is different. It does work in foreign languages. However, it depends on the language and the type of script in terms of how effective it is. And so we are making a change. I don't know how many, you feel free to put into the chat whether you've used it or not and what your experience is. I think that our experience across the board is that once you do get it set up, it works quite well for folks. But what we have realized over time is that the use case falls into two categories. One, we don't have, this is not an application that you're going to use on a daily basis or really even a frequent basis. It is something that you're going to use probably once quarterly, maybe even a couple times a year, after a holiday party, after the 4th of July gathering, where you're going to collect a stack of business cards, and then it's going to be incredibly useful. So that is one, and that, people, as we'd mentioned before, tend to maybe do that once every quarter or half a year. To be honest, we see through the trends in usage that about only 5 or 6 of our 4,000 users are using it on a monthly basis. So we had to make some budget-wise decisions. This is all of our functionality with CRM is free except for the business card license. Free to us, that is. I mean, we do pay for the service, but the business card scanner is a separate license. And so we had to make a decision about how we would best approach this from an economic standpoint, while also providing you all with the same access to the system. So the bottom line is this: everyone who wants to use the business card scanner going forward will be able to do so. However, we are no longer going to allow you to have an individual license because we are cutting the number of licenses down to a smaller number. Therefore, we're going to ask you to think of it like visiting the library. You typically only need to read a book once. Maybe you want to read it twice, and that's great. The library typically lets you keep that book for a couple of weeks, and that's what we've decided to do at the outset here. So all you're going to need to do going forward is, you see that upper left hand obtaining access. We have the Salesforce support at state.gov. Simply email us with business card scanning license in the subject and let us know when you would like to use the system. Now, this policy will take effect at the end of September. So we still have another 6 weeks. For those of you who currently have a license, you are free to use your individual license for the next 6 weeks. And that should give you plenty of time to upload all the cards that you have. And we're happy to work with you not only today, but in the future to make sure that that happens. But we're giving you the background about the policy changes that are taking place, and that we're encouraging people to use it now, but also letting them know how they can use it in the future. Again, we are not cutting access to it. We're just changing from an individual license to a rotating license system. I think I'll pause there and ask if there are any questions about access and how the new policy will work. Any general questions about the scanning app, etc., before we get into more of the technical application of it. And if there aren't questions, then I'll pass it back to Jess, but we're happy to pause and take those now.
Yeah,
Hi,
Brendan,
this is
somebody.
Jasmina Sarajevo.
Oh, hi.
So after September, will any CRM user be able to use this option to scan the business card or its own, or will it be only limited to admins or the holders of business card license that are currently.
So all admins and all people will no longer have individual licenses. We will have a bank of licenses. I don't want to put an exact number on it because it may fluctuate a little bit. But we're going to have a few licenses that we can basically assign for a 2-week period. And so the answer to your question is anybody will be eligible to access those licenses by simply emailing us.
Awesome, thank you.
So yeah, a regular user, admin, it doesn't matter. You just reach out, you say, I want to use it. We'll let you know, okay, one's available now. There may be some cases where we may have to ask you to wait a day or two because the licenses have been distributed, just like the books at the library. Sometimes you might have 15 copies, but they may all be rented out. But the bottom line is that you will be able to access it. Any other questions that I didn't answer with that response or anything else?
Yeah, Brendan, Prasanna from Mumbai. Yeah, while presenting, I just checked this Vision E app on my phone. I'm not able to get that app. Is there any request you have to make to get that app on my phone from the App Store?
So you were having issue in downloading it? Okay, I think Jess in a second is going to, before we give up on that, let's let Jess is going to show you the screen, and there are a couple of apps that may look the same. So let's make sure that is the case. And if it is in fact the case that you can't use it, then we'll work with our help desk it may be because of your location that it's being blocked, but we haven't experienced that too much, but we'll work with you here in a second.
Okay, thank you.
Brandon, we got another question from Paul. Can posts individually purchase a license from their own funding if they would like to?
I don't see why not. We would just have to make sure that it is able to get linked up to the CRM license on our side. We haven't had that question before, Paul. I will take it back. My initial thought is I don't see why that would be an issue if Post was wanting to go out and get 10 or 20 licenses. I will tell you the paperwork might be more of the issue, but Vision E probably does, if you're not buying a bulk or you're not doing it through a government contract, probably has a way that you can expedite that. Paul, we'll follow up with you to ask on our licensing side to make sure that's the case, and perhaps we'll reach out to Vision E because you may not be the only Post who's thinking about that. So the initial answer is I think so, but we'll confirm for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon.
Anyone else? Okay, if not, I think we'll get into a little bit more of the demo aspect, and I'll mute my microphone and turn it back to Jess, but we'll remain here for any questions that you have.
Thank you, Brandon. All right, so now we talked about how you can go about accessing the mobile app. Let's actually get into the nuts and bolts and how you actually do this. I'm going to show you some slides really quick just to kind of get us oriented with the process, and then I'm going to actually do it. All right, so here we go. We got the business card scanning. It is really straightforward. The most difficulty you might have is something like Prasanna was experiencing. Maybe we don't have the right app for your location. In that case, we work with the help desk. They might send you the updated link for your country and location, but it should work. Basically, once you download the app, this is where these instructions start. You're going to open your app and you are going to take a picture of the business card scanner. It works best in landscape mode. So, make sure that, you're fitting that whole business card in that, horizontal space and that orientation. Once you've taken a picture that seems clear, you can go ahead and click Finish and Send to Salesforce. And it's going to upload that photo of the card into your scanned business card portion of your CRM. You can even before you just go ahead and do that, before you upload and finish, you can even add a task which is going to connect to that activities tab on the contact record when you create this contact. So you can put a little note to yourself where you met this person or what you want to do, if you want to follow up with a call or an email, etc. So that's another really handy feature that is available with this business card scanning process. So after you take that photo, you can also, if needed, you want to make sure to, if it's in another language, you can choose from 27 different supported languages on this app to make sure that that information on that card is going to map correctly to your contact fields in CRM. So choose your language. It will default to English, but we have other options available if you have cards in other languages as well. All right, so next, once you've clicked that finished and send to Salesforce, you're going to log into your actual Salesforce account and go to your scanned business cards navigation tab at the top here. From there, you're going to be able to view those cards that you took pictures of and see how they mapped to the various contact record fields that are available. Then you can edit from there. So maybe you didn't want this, this nice, all caps block lettering that looks really nice on a business card. Maybe you want to correct that formatting and just, have it, initial caps, like maybe more conventional. You can add or update any information here as needed too. Once you're satisfied, so I'm going to just be fully clear with you. There is not all of the available contact fields are available here. Not the entire contact record. You can add like interest and all that. Not available. Just the basics, kind of like that are covered by the business card. With their emails and phone contact. I don't even think you can necessarily put a website, although you can add that to a contact description. So good to know. However, whenever you're ready, you've edited your contacts if needed, made any changes you'd like, go ahead and click this Create Contact button, and that is going to save that contact as into your CRM as a as a normal contact, and then you can go ahead and go in and make any other additional changes if you like, and edit it like a normal contact. So very pretty cool. All right, so let's actually get into it. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to start sharing my video. Just 1 second. Let me minimize this. Just a quick second. And I'm going to log into my phone. Hold on. Starting my video. Can you all see me? Hello.
Yes, we can. Miss Hakan.
Yay! Hi. All right. Oh, I got my phone here. This is my department issued iPhone. iPhone 6, the latest. No, it's not the latest and greatest, but it works, and it works pretty great. Gotta say. Let me log in, enter my passcode. Now I'm ready to go. Oh, the other thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to actually share it in our chat here. Is what I'm going to be following is our quick reference guide that literally lays out this step-by-step instructions. I saw a question in the chat about reading local languages. 27 languages are available on the app. You'd have to check to see which languages are available. All right, so I'm trying to get my video so I can see it, so I can know. Okay. Not full screen view. I don't need all that. Here we go. Moving myself to the stage so I can make sure I can show you what's going on here. All right. So I also shared a little this quick reference guide that we have available for you to follow step-by-step instructions of how to do this scanning business cards start to finish. So I'm going to follow that, kind of looking at that on the side over here while I walk you through the process. If you feel like, following along with me and doing it with me, you probably have time to, since I'm going to be following these instructions, like, right, to doing it too. But if you're having issues, please kind of hold your questions to the end, so we can help troubleshoot after. Because I'm just going to try to do this start to finish to give you to show you the process. All right, so here I am. I'm going to the App Store in Apple. This is going to work very similarly on any Android phone. You're going to have to go to the Google Play Store. And it's a very similar process. But from here, I'm in the App Store. I'm looking at my search bar here. I'm typing in Vision E business card. I'm just going to start typing Vision E. Oh, look, it's coming up in my, pretty high up in my searches. It's the third one there. So I'm going to go ahead and just click that on Faith. All right, so see, it looks like there's this other scan app that's available. Don't want that. I see the one below that I want, though. It's right here. Vision E business card scan. That's the one. So now I'm going to go ahead and click this little download button available right here. Download. Got to enter my password for my Apple ID. Make sure you have that handy. 1 second.
Jess, it looked like the images were a couple of phones, right? Just for folks.
Yes,
here.
there's like this three panel phones. Yeah, just like that. And we also have these screenshots available of just what this looks like in the quick reference guide. As you can see, it was also working on downloading, and now that it has, I have this option to open, which I'm gonna do. All right, it's really hard to do to do that. Yeah, okay, but now I'm at the screen here. I've opened the app, and I'm ready to go to the next step, which is I have to choose Salesforce contacts and leads. This step is also outlined. What step am I in? Step 4 in the quick reference guide. So I'm going to go ahead and click that option right there and click next. All right. Next, what we need to do is add a custom domain. Right now it's like production. You have these, you want to add our CRM. So I'm going to click this plus button. You can see it. Yes. Do it. Okay. And this is where I can type in my name, which is going to be CRM, and then my domain name. So I'm going to do that. And my label here is just going to be CRM. And then my domain, I don't need any, the www stuff or forwards, the other HTTPs. All I need to do is this, IIP state .mi .salesforce.com. Double check, it's all good. So I capitalize my I, but I think it'll be okay. And I'm ready to go. I'm going to click save. And it's in there. So it looks like this. Can you all see this okay? All right. So now the most important part. Don't just go ahead and click login, because then you're not going to see the Okta login that you're going to need. Oh, that's another thing that I should have mentioned before this. You need to have the Okta Verify app set up on your phone, or a way to log in through Okta. So if you don't have that set up, please contact the help desk and they can get you all situated. All right, so now next step, what I do, you have to click this drop down menu. See where it says production? You want to click that. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna click it. All right, and then you have your options to choose CRM, the domain you just added. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Clicking CRM, it's ready to go. Now I'm gonna click that login button. Log in. And this takes me to a familiar screen. And this is where I'm going to log in with my OpenNet password. All right, so I'm gonna log in here. Lake JE at state.gov. That's my state email. I put in my OpenNet password. Make sure I don't accidentally hit the wrong thing, because I can't see once it goes. We got some questions about languages in the tab. If my colleagues would like to answer while I'm putting in this long, very secure password. You're just gonna have to check, I think, what languages are available from this the 27 languages. All right, so I'm gonna click remember me. I've got my password in there. It's just showing like little dots. Fingers crossed, I'm gonna be able to log in. Oh shoot, no, what do I want to do? Oh, I want to. I'm a mess. I want to log in with the Okta single sign-on, and I think that's I don't need to plug it right in. It's going to take me to the Okta screen, so just disregard that whole thing. I just did. I'm going to do that same thing right here in this screen. That's what I need to do. It's like, wait, just talked about Okta, how we need to do that, and here it is. Plugging in my big long OpenNet password. Almost there. All right, moment of truth. Here we go. I'm signing in. It should give me a prompt for Okta. Aha, it did. All right, so it just gave me this push notification, send, this two-factor verification that's more secure. I said, yes, it's me. And I'm good to go. Now I'm back on my Okta Verify account. All right, so now I can go back to my Vision E app, which I can find on my home screen. It's made a little icon there. I can go back to this app. And it's signing me in. Allow. I want to allow access for my Salesforce because it's just like it's syncing up with Okta to all of my apps, which Salesforce is one. And here we are. We're on the home screen for the Vision E app. Yay. All right, now I can get started scanning business cards. All I got to do for that is hit this little icons, business cards, and then you have to give permission to your phone to take pictures. I'm going to say, yes, I do give permission for this app. All right, so now I got a couple business cards available, and I'm ready to go. Let's do it. So to do this, you want to put your business card on a well-lit flat surface and take a picture of it. So you can see I have my camera. Woo, drops the effect there. And I am going to take a little photo of this. All right, so let me show you. I just put it on my screen right here, and I'm going to take a little photo. Okay. I took a photo, looking good. This is where I can, add a task. That's pretty cool. If I wanted to, that's, I can add this, any information if I wanted to add that to the contact record. And this is also where you're going to find that option for the language. So it's right now defaulting to English, but if I click this button up here, it takes me to a screen where I'm able to click a drop down and see all the available languages. So you can just scroll all through here, see if your local languages are available. If not, I'm very sorry. Okay, and then I can go ahead and click save, finish and send to Salesforce. Back. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say finish and send to Salesforce. Sending, saved to Salesforce. You'll get this little like the confirmation message. Okay, should we do another one just for fun? Yeah, got another card right here. Let's do it. All right, business card. Scanning it in. Hopefully it's well lit enough. All right, yeah, let me get some glare away. Okay, awesome. Got another card. I am going to finish and send. Oh, yay, Persona. I think you found the app. Excellent. Okay, And that's it. That's all I have to do on this app. Next thing I got to do is go over to my, sign into my actual CRM and see this and see my available business cards. So I'm going to stop sharing my video just a sec and start sharing my screen so you can see where this goes. All right. Okay, I'm sharing my screen here. Share. Can you guys see my CRM?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so here I am back on, this is my actual production account. Very cool. I want to go to my scanned business cards. That's in the top navigation. Everyone should have a, all right, and so now I'm going to scroll all the way down. And look at my cards, there they are. Okay, so this is a great example. I'm glad I used this card because I'm seeing some errors. Now I can go ahead and like update, you know, if I need to. So it looks like, yeah, for some reason it didn't quite get this, didn't read the creative director, and so, you know, it gives me some options actually, but then, you know, it didn't quite get director of the word right. So I can correct that spelling. I don't need to live with that. Creative director and assistant operations. But it got Marilyn's email address, great. The telephone number looks a little wonky. It looks like it didn't quite carry over this one. It looks like a, you know, some business cards work better than others, and it's always a really interesting experiment to see, you know, which business cards are more friendly than others. All right, but if I am okay, you know, I go ahead and update this, you know, telephone number here. It's a preferred phone. Yeah, if everything's looking good, I can go ahead and create a contact. I'm not going to do this because I don't want to create bad data in the system, but I can scroll down and see the other one I did, and I'm seeing this here as well. It looks like, yeah, this maybe this kerning was a little tight. It's a little confused and didn't quite do a good job mapping that. So I'm going to change it. Jordan at Brown Carpentry.llc. That's his email. So I can go ahead and update that. I want to make sure I have spelled it right though. I did. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, so you can go ahead and edit as you need, and before you go ahead and create your contacts. So that's basically it. And that, you know, it's as simple as that. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just delete these because I don't want to actually add them to the system. And that's also really simple. So very, very cool. I'm going to click that. Delete. Yay. And that's it. It's as simple as that. That is how you use the business card scanner from start to finish. If you're having any problems, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. If you're having any problems with accessing the app, making sure you have the right app, you feel free to contact the help desk, and they can point you in the right direction. So as I said, I did share that. I shared that quick reference guide with you. So that should be available, and you can follow that step by step for how to set up that business card scanner. We also have a ton of great resources, including, you can find that. I'm going to share the slide presentation with you after this meeting as well. But you can find that link to that scanned business cards quick reference guide under the mobile application. If you're also interested in using the Salesforce mobile app, there's also a dedicated video about how to download and get set up with that. So if you want to go mobile with CRM, there are plenty of resources to help you do that. So with that, are there any questions? Let me check out our chat here. Oh, Prasanna. So none of the Indian languages are covered under the 27 for supporting languages in Vision E. Well, dang. Well, we can, if you please submit a list of the languages you like covered, and we can, our help desk can pass that along to our partners at Vision E. You never know if you don't ask, you'll never know. And that might be on their development timeline. So you never know if that could.
Yeah, Jess, I was also going to add that if you have a card that has English on one side and one of the languages on the other, go ahead and try that. So at least you'll get the English portion, and you may be pleasantly surprised that nothing here is an exact science, and perhaps it will read most of it, but Vision E does not officially support the language. But give it a try and let us know how it performs. And like Jess said, we can also reach out to Vision E to see what they have coming down the pike, or maybe they actually just listed out the main 27 languages. We'll see what we can do.
Thanks, Brandon. And Irene asked about the name of the app to be downloaded. That's the Vision E business card scan. I'm typing that in. Business card scan. But don't take my word for it. Please check out that quick reference guide, which has screenshots. Let me go back to that real quick. It has screenshots that show you, what exactly app that is. Vision E business card scan. So you want to make sure you're getting the right one. There's when I did that search, it came up with another scan app that ranked ahead of this for some reason. I'm not sure why. But yeah, it's available in the Apple Store and on Android phones as well, in the Google Play Store. Paul had an interesting question about, let's see, what was that? If you could default to, it defaults to a US address. Can you change it to reflect your actual country of residence? I don't believe so. I think that the app is, let's go to this scanned business cards. I think the app is kind of limited in that, so I just deleted my cards, but I'll be able to see some other ones. So there's like mailing street, mailing country. This is where you can, choose from your drop down. I don't think you can set a default on the app, but you have all of the countries to choose from. So, it's going to try to, I hopefully read the information on the card and try to map it properly. But you're just going to have to play around with it. As you noted, as you saw, like when I did it, I had to do some corrections. It's not a perfect thing. That's why we have the, the double check, the dummy check before you just upload it straight into Salesforce. You don't want to put bad data in the system. Let's see. That's a great question, Rajinder. If you scan a card on your mobile, can someone else map it? No, I mean, yes, I believe so. If you are, so as you saw in mine, I'm in my business, I scan business cards. Since I'm a trainer, I'm a member of all the missions, so I can see everybody's cards. So this was, Tomomi uploaded this one yesterday, and I can see it. So yes, if you share mission data, so you'll be able to see other members of your mission will be able to see the business cards that you upload. So yeah, you just need maybe one license. If you got a stack of cards, get one person to do the scanning, and then it's really nice. You can actually see the picture of the card and visually verify if stuff is correct. So yeah, you can collaborate on that.
Yeah, and just real quick, Jess, I wanted to chime in on that. We actually encourage that. So that was one of the factors into making this transition to the rotating licenses, that the contacts do not belong to you as an individual. So anything that's uploaded is going to be shared with your colleagues at your post, right? And so if you were to all pool your cards together and use one person's license, and do a mass upload of those, you're all going to have access to that information. The only thing that will be marked is in the back of the system. If you were to run reports, it will say created by, and it may have the individual's name who was affiliated when it was uploaded. But really, for all intents and purposes, Everyone's going to see it the same. There's no reason why you can't just do it all together. And yeah, business card license to practice. If you don't currently already have one, we'll work with you to get one. Just do us a favor and email Salesforce support at state.gov, and we'll get you set up. It may be, we have this 6-week window here where we have a little bit more flexibility with licenses. But the bottom line is we want to make sure that you have access.
And I'm typing here to Mauricio here as well. Yes, you only need to pick that one option, that Salesforce contacts and leads, when you're on that Vision E, when you're setting up your Vision E app for the first time. Another thing I want to note as well. So say you got the license, you're renting the license, borrowing it, whatever you want to call it, from the help desk. They set you up, you got the app on your phone. 2 weeks go, you upload all your cards, you don't really need it anymore. 2 weeks go by. You can keep that app on your phone. It's just not going to necessarily connect to Salesforce. So that, if you needed it again, say, you had another event and you collected a lot of business cards, you're going, you can reactivate it of sorts. You can, email the help desk again, and they will give you access again. And then you can just keep using that app that you've already set up. You don't have to remove it from your phone and set it up individually every time. So I wanted to note that. Any other questions that I didn't cover? Saw the thing about practicing. Yeah, so you can definitely practice. So is there a sandbox for practicing purposes? I mean, no. The short answer, Jacinta, is no. But you don't necessarily you don't necessarily need to add these contacts to Salesforce. You can just if you're careful, you can practice in your production account by if you have the business card scanning app and the license that you've gotten approval from the help desk to use, you can upload cards, but you just don't want to create the contact until you're ready. And you can just delete those like I just did when I scanned them in. Yes, exactly. Like Brandon said, just don't click on create contact. Okay, so Paul, actually the business, you asked about the front and the back of the card. It actually used to do that. You have the app used to work. You could just flip over and take a picture of the back of the card, but for some reason they have removed that that capability in this most recent version of the app. It used to do that. I don't know why it took away that functionality, because it's really useful. I was checking for it, but it used to be like take another picture of back of card, and they don't have that anymore. So we're gonna actually send that to that suggestion to Vision E, because that was a functionality they had and they took it away. So I don't understand. Can we download the app on an official iPad? Yeah, sure. You can download the app anywhere. All you need, you can sign in multiple places if you're approved device. Yeah, it's just gonna, the license is the same. If you have access and it's linked up to your Salesforce account, it's gonna work. And yeah, if you have a camera on your iPad, you want to use your iPad for scanning cards, certainly can do that. Yeah, it's super annoying that they got rid of the back of card. I noticed that when I was going through my slides, that we have we actually showed the back card where you can save that, but that's actually an outdated thing. They don't do that anymore. Sad.
Jessica, on your one of your screens that you showed before on the app, there was the option, I guess, of scanning the QR code, like a business card type of a thing. We don't have it on the app. Did that disappear as well?
QR code scanning on the app. I believe if you're talking about the QR scanning, like for a for events and such, is that what you mean? Just me?
No, it's some people on their phone, they have like a QR code. When you scan it, shows their info, like a business e-business card.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yes. No, the Vision E is strictly for the business card, the images of the business card mapping. But yeah, that would be very helpful. I don't think there is not currently a way to map the QR code information to CRM to create a contact. But that is a really great idea and suggestion. That would be really handy. So yeah, I wouldn't do it. It would take a picture of it in the business card scanner, but it would just be reading the actual characters that are showing up on the picture of the card. Sorry. So yeah, we also talk in this QRG, this quick reference guide, about the what's it called, the offline queue. You can actually do this if you don't even have internet. You can just take pictures of the cards, and then once you have a stable internet connection, you can upload all of them to your Salesforce. So it also, the duplicate, oh, this is also a good thing to note too. The system will check for duplicates. So if you've already saved a contact in there and then you're trying to add them via the business card scan, you will get a little notification that you're potentially creating a duplicate, or the option to maybe merge that new information you're gathering from the business card into your existing contact. So very cool. Oh, and it looks like we have a little coming enhancement. In the future, our users will have the ability to send non-CRM users a virtual business card of a contact in CRM. So we'll stay on the lookout for that enhancement to come out. And yeah, we'll add your we're gonna add your suggestion about maybe being able to map a QR code contact like business card. To upload for CRM to create a contact, Jasmina. Thanks for that. Are there any other questions before we close our meeting today? Well, if not, thank you all for your time and attention. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, we really appreciate you attending and your interest in CRM. Yeah, it's as you see, it's pretty straightforward. Once you get the app set up, you're really cool, and of course the license and the access, you're really good to go. Just remember, contact the help desk at salesforcesupport@state.gov, and they will set you up. That license is going to last for 2 weeks. Most people don't even need it that long. You have a stack of cards, you scan them, bing, bang, boom, you're in. Create those contacts in CRM after you double check the info, and you're good to go. So thank you all. Yes, I'm going to share this recording, Irene. So yeah, it'll be available probably on our YouTube as well. So folks can check it out if they missed this session, and we'll have this for posterity.